Assets. Now, assets are the things that a company might get during the game. Now, these are only company level assets. You don't get things like divisional artillery, battleships, air support, all silly things like that. Now, there might be a possibility of having some sniper or snipers. You might get surprise. That's where you can move men around the table a bit, surprise the enemy. Some high explosive from off table. That's usually medium mortars that set up somewhere off table. Smoke, once again, probably delivered by medium mortars. HE and smoke aren't huge amounts of artillery on hand. Might be a bit of artillery, but not many commanders are going to put all their divisional artillery to support one company or one platoon. Rapid arrival, well, it's probably what you think it is. It makes troops come on quicker. Dug in, only used for defenders. Excellent platoon commander, that's a little bit better than ordinary platoon commander. And tank hunters. Now, these numbers for this French company are actually they're not particularly brilliant. We've got some 5s, 8s, 6s, 8s, 5s, 9s. Not bad. Now, if I found something much better, let's have a browse through it. Here we are, American Marines. This one here is American Marine Company 42 to 45. There's lots of Marine companies here, but this is just a generic one. Now, their assets, they got 7 for sniper, which isn't bad, 7 for surprise, 8 for HE, so a lot of fire support available, 10 for smoke, which is also very good. Rapid arrival 5, not particularly good. Dug in 5, it's okay. Excellent platoon commander 7, and tank hunter 6. And next, I'm going to say how assets work. Now, I'm going to talk about how assets work. Each company has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 potential assets. When you know if you're defending your attacker, you can choose 3 of those assets for the game. Just 3. You can't have everything, just 3. Now, let's say I was going to use this US Marine Company, and let's say I'm defending. I think I'd like the, I think sniper could be useful. So I'm going to write down sniper, and sniper's got a value of 7. Smoke might be quite useful to obscure the enemy, stop them seeing where I am. That's a 10. And I think I'll go for rapid arrival. Rapid arrival, and that's worth 5. Now, I've written down my 3 assets. There we go. Now, this is how they work. During the game, there are 7 dice available for getting snipers on the table. There are 10 dice available for getting smoke on the table. And there's 5 dice available for getting rapid arrival. Now, here's how they work. Each turn, you can use any amount of those you like. So you could use all 7 or just 2 or 1. And if you score a 6, it arrives. Now, here's how I might do it as an experienced gamer. Turn 1, I think I fancy a bit of smoke to come down. So I've got 10 dice available. I'm going to use 4 of them. There are 6 left. I roll my 4 dice. I must get a score of 6. It's a 5. Nope, it doesn't arrive. Save you wasted. I don't get an asset that turn. Assets supposed to be nice little surprises and little extra treats. They're not something that's God-given or you're guaranteed to get. Next time it's my turn, I might try for smoke again. I've got 6 left. I'm going to use just 3. I roll my 3 dice. I've got a 6. Now, if I get a 6, yes, I get the smoke. It's always a yes-no. Multiple 6s really don't help. It's a yes-no. So I've got my smoke. I lay my smoke out. Super duper. The following turn, maybe you only get about 5 or 6 turns per game, I'm going to try and get a sniper on. I'm going to use all 7 because I'm desperate. So I'm going to take 7 dice. I should get it, but there you go. I don't. The problem is by using all 7, I should get it, but then I only get 1 chance at it. It's probably wiser to use 3 dice at a time, maybe 4. Although if there's some really good opportunity like enemy infantry in the open, you might want your high explosive then and there. Or you might want your sniper at that point so to try and hold up the enemy advancing or retiring, whatever it is. Now rapid arrival, I've got 5. Let's say I use 3 of them. That leaves 2 left. I roll 3 dice. I don't get it. But I need to emphasize here that these assets aren't things you're guaranteed to get. They're things you could possibly get. The higher the number you've got of dice, the more likely it is, but it's not guaranteed. You could do sniper 1 dice a turn and do 7 turns of 1 dice a turn. You might get 7 of them, but it's very, very unlikely. So players have to judge how many dice to use and when to use them. You can only do 1 asset per turn, and it's either yes or no. You either get it or you don't. And that's assets. Let's have a look how we point up a platoon. PBI has a point system, and there's the infantry point system, which lets you work out your forces, because there might be a force in there that you want to specially work out. And same for armour, there's special points for it. So you can look at any tank you like. Now, a typical platoon would have a platoon commander. Let's give him a rifle. Platoon commander with rifle, make it average 9 points. 3 LMGs, and they cost 10 each, that's 30 points. 6 rifle bases, remember these are bases, not individual figures, 36. And let's put a little light mortar in with it, a light mortar, and light mortar is 7. Now that gives us 66, 73, 82 points. So a normal platoon would be 82 points. Now, a force or a whole company or an army in this game is 400 points. So you could have 382s, 246, and still have 134 points left over for some other odds and ends, maybe a support platoon. Now that's average. I'll put an A there. Let's say they were raw. Now let's see what it costs. Should be a lot cheaper. A platoon commander rifle raw is only 6 points. There it is. Light machine guns raw are only 8 points each. 3 8's 24. Raw riflemen would be 4 points each, and 4 6's 24 again. And a little light mortar, 6 points. Now, if I add that up, that's 48, 54, 60 points. Now, 60 to 82 is a fair bit cheaper. Raws are still okay. They just don't motivate quite as well. The morale's not quite as good, but they're not rubbish. Raws are just a bit worse than average. It's not those games where veterans kill everybody and everyone else just wastes the space. And that's raw. Let's look at that as a veteran platoon as well. Veteran. Now, veteran obviously better, but they cost more. A platoon commander with a rifle would cost us 12 points. A lot of points on that. Light machine guns veteran are 12 each, so 3 12's 36. Veteran riflemen are 7 points each. 6 7's 42. You have to be good at maths because you can take your time on this. And a little light mortar for veterans is 8. That's 50, 86, 98. 98. And there's veterans. Of course, if they're 98 points, 3 platoons of that is going to use up to nearly 300 points. You only got 100 points left. So maybe the 100 points left, you might have a couple of armoured cars, a couple of towed guns, and a support platoon of mortars, something like that. But that's how the points work. And the table in the book, the Architect book and the rule book, you can work it out for yourself. There it is, nice and easy. Now also in the rule books, there's rules for transport, whatever you could want. It's all there. Next, I think we should look at the battle sheet. Most Peter Pig games have a battle sheet. The idea being that they're free to download from Peter Pig website. You can print one off for you and your opponent. And anything you need to write down for the game goes on this battle sheet here. Tells you how to set up the game, all the bits you need. You can either keep it at the end of the game as a record of your battle, or you just jot bits and pieces on. There's no odds and ends of scraps of paper. This is all of it. Now, as I said, the battle sheet is free to download. Most people have a printer these days. You could do a transparency covered one, use a Chinagraph pencil, but I don't think so. Now, up in the top left-hand corner, scenery. Each player brings 6 pieces of scenery, up to 3 of the same type. So you might have a wood, 2 buildings, 2 low hills, a marsh, as long as there's 6 bits. Assets, there's a bit video on assets, which I've done earlier. You say what the 3 assets you choose. You don't choose until you know if you're defending or attacking. Because defenders might want things like dug in, whereas attackers might want rapid arrival. There's the piggy chase there, how to work it all out. There's a video on that as well, do look at that. Here's a record of how the game starts. It's not just attack or defend, there's different gradations of it. You can have a small attack, big attack, large attack, etc, etc. Place to note down details of your vehicles. Most people don't have more than 2 types of armoured vehicle on the table. You're only allowed a single unit of tanks anyway. It's not a tank game. There's no collectible cards to go with this one. Here's a brief summary of the assets. The assets got sniper, surprise, smoke, HE, etc. The assets are all there. And that's a quick ready reckon or an aide de memoire. Here is a big long list of 15 stages of how to set a game up. So you choose your scenery, fair enough. You display your company and say, here's what I brought with me. Do the piggy chase. Sort out which units are on and off table. The rules tell you how to do that. Choose your assets, as I mentioned. The attacker lays a road from me to you. Defender places objectives with certain constraints. Defender lays a road. The scenery is all shed out. You've got 6 each. You take it in turns to place them. There's little partial squares as well. And then the attacker deploys. Attacker's first turn, off you go. Down the side of the battle sheet is the countdown. Now, countdown means it starts high at 36 and goes down to 0. Every turn, a player rolls a dice. And you can re-roll if you like. And that's the battle sheet. Very, very useful. Everything's written down. There can be no misinterpretation. But the great thing about PBI is that both players have a full part in it. Notice it says that both players get to choose scenery. Both players sort out which units they're going to use. Both players choose what assets they want to do. Both players help laying out the templates. Both players deploy the units where they like. This isn't good for the alpha player who likes to say, oh, I've set the table up, I've set the soldiers up. You just move things around to satisfy what I wanted to happen anyway, and it's done. No, that isn't this. That's another game. Anyway, that's the battle sheet.